Hi, my name is James Catone. I'm a voice specialist and a yoga teacher. And today I'd like to give you a 5-minute video on how to warm up your voice for a presentation or a video or a performance that will hopefully allow you greater access to your voice and less access to nerves and anxiety. So the first thing I'd like to do is just take a moment and think about breathing. That when we use our voice, we want to use the breath through the mouth. It's much more effective than using the breath through the nose. So just taking a moment to just pay attention to the natural inhale and exhale, in and out through the mouth, and just thinking about your tongue just resting at the bottom teeth gum ridge, just laying down flat and letting the breath just pass right over the tongue. This is your tongue, and this is the breath passing right over. And just thinking about not worrying about anything to come in the performance or the presentation or the video, just focusing solely on the breath. And then taking your hands and take your fingers right in front of your ear. There's a little space there that's called your temporomandibular joint. It's where your jaw meets the head. So you just want to make little circles there. Not too hard, you don't want to break anything. Just nice tender circles there, all the while breathing through the mouth. And then working your way up a little bit, and then coming back down, going down the jawline. There's a bunched up muscle here. It's called your masseter. This is what helps us chew. So you just want to massage here, and it will have a slight tender feeling to it. So just give it a good rub, continuing to inhale and exhale through the mouth. Then walking the hands down to the chin, massaging the front of the chin, and then using your thumbs underneath is the root of the tongue. So giving yourself a good rub down here, feeling the breath going in and out over the tongue. It's particularly difficult to do while you're talking. And then walking the fingers up just next to the nose. There's some caves in your face called your sinuses. And this one right here, there's a very tender muscle here called the buccinator, and it's inside one of the hollow caves inside your face. So you'll know you've gotten to it when it feels much more tender to rub here than to rub here at the masseter. So bringing your attention into the buccinator, making sure there's no tension in there, then walking the fingers a little closer to your nose. There's two puffy spots, one to the left and one to the right of your nose, and those are your maxillary sinuses right above your teeth. Giving them a good rub down. And then we'll add to this the idea of turning our breath into vibration, into sound. So it'll just be a gentle hum. The lips will come together and it'll just trap the sound inside the mouth, and the tongue will stay forward at the bottom teeth gum ridge. Nice and soft, no tension in the tongue whatsoever. So we'll take feeling the sound arriving right where your hands are. Then one hand to the forehead and one hand to the top of the head. And then the two hands come to the back of the head, and back here at the occipital lobe, the vibrations are much more subtle here than up front. So when you're back here at the occipital lobe, don't worry if the feeling of the vibrations here is much, much lighter than in the front. That's natural. Then to the back of the neck. And then the clavicle, right here, the collarbone. Crossing the hands at the clavicle, and letting the hum arrive right here in the bones. The idea of the vibrations being attracted to the bone will allow your voice to be more resonant, to fill however the size of the space is. It'll be filled with your voice, and it will give you an opportunity to calm the breath down that seeks to create more nerves in the system than comfort in the system. Because as soon as we start to get nervous, the breath starts to trickle up into the chest, then trickle up into the throat, and that's what makes us feel like we're getting anxious and nervous, when in reality, if we undo tension, the breath will drop deeper into the body and we'll have a much deeper reservoir with which to get our point across. If you found this video helpful, feel free to share it with a friend.